so I decided to write a song.
How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Makeaway Podcast. My name is Check, and I'm here with former Lockhaven University and Stony Brook University quarterback Danny Sanchez, gunslinger from the Boogie Down Bronx down here in Center City, Philadelphia, on this beautiful summer evening. How we doing, man?
I'm not gonna lie, Philly traffic, I might be up there with New York, but it's not as bad though.
See, the thing with New York, the difference between Philly and New York traffic, I'm gonna say it now, is y'all got a lot more people that's willing to double park and do not care about what can happen to their car.
Oh nah, bro, we don't care at all.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, I'm gonna park it.
Like, I'll be trying to find a parking spot to go to the store. Like, I remember I went to my little brother game. He played at Columbia last year, and I'm trying to find a parking spot, and every block I'm coming up, half of the block is double parked. Like, you just can't be in the right lane.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Like, I remember one time it was just like, and on top of that, now they're charging you in Manhattan to like drive in Manhattan.
Just to go into Manhattan. I saw that.
Like the congestion. Like, I don't even know how much it is, but I know I got an email about it.
I think it's like $5 or $10 every time you go into the city now.
Like, yeah, alright. But like, bro, I was driving here today. It said 1 hour for like 20 miles. I said, excuse me? I'm like, that's absurd. And mind you, I'm on the highway.
Yeah, no, it'll get like that. But it also depends, too, because, like, if you're driving at a certain time, it'll get bad. But, like, as long as, because I've been to New York. For real, it's the transition into New York and the transition out of New York that's the nastiest, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's just the GW bridge.
Yeah.
The GW is horrible.
I got some. I remember I was driving up with my little brother. We was going up to, where's we going, bro? Both my little brothers are still in college, so when it's visits, when it's going to go watch them, bro, it's like I'm always the volunteer car at this point. So
you better than me,
bro. So I forgot where we was going. I was taking my little brother on a visit to Brian while he was still in the portal, and when I tell you, every single like 10 minutes on our way to New York just to get we just had to go in and around New York and go to Connecticut. The New York part of it was like 45 minutes, and it was supposed to be like 20 minutes.
It's like 45 minutes to go like 5 miles. But then again, yo, you said it. Yo, the portal is a crazy place. I don't know if any of y'all know about that, but that's a scary time to be.
It is not a good time
anywhere. That's, oh man.
I always tell people, like right now especially, because like.
And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about the transfer portal for the NCAA.
Yeah, because when I was in the transfer portal, I was like, like I was telling them, I was a C-list football player at Lockhaven. I wasn't no crazy superstar or nothing. If you are not like a perennial starter right now going into the portal, you're 100% going to transfer down. There's no more like, I was getting recruited by this level out of high school, I go into the portal, and I try to transfer to the same level so I can prove to my old coaches that I'm the shit on them. Like, that's not happening no more. Now it's, if you don't have film to show that you're that level or better, you're not even making it onto that level. You're going to go down.
Bro, the way these coaches recruit nowadays, it's like 95% of their recruitment is like, the portal, and then all right, I'll take like 2 or 3 kids out of high school, and you gotta be like a dude, unless like you're going to like a FCS, like a lower group of 5.
Yeah, like
Power 5, they're all recruiting out of the transfer portal. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Oh, bro, I just saw a post today. So it was like a post that was basically saying, oh, Coach Prime caused this mass exodus in Colorado, yada. But I really looked at the details. I just went to 24/7 Sports, so they had 41 outgoing transfers, right? In the last year. Alabama, when every coaching change school that's happened in Power 5 this year, same thing. Alabama was 39. Indiana, that just got a new head coach, 39.
Indiana got a new head coach?
Yeah, they got Coach Signetti, who was just at JMU.
Oh yeah, my boy Tyson got over there.
Mm-hmm. And before he went
Hooper, by the way.
Before he went to JMU, he was at some other school, but he was at IUP. He was the coach that Nick Sirianni was under at IUP.
Signetti was the coach at IUP?
He was the head coach at IUP before. Yeah, bro, he was a dude, bro.
Bro, he was. Bro, when I'll say this now, even though we're not really like even talking about it, but yo, bro, we played them when I was at Stony Brook. I think this might have been my sophomore year, I want to say. Probably one of the greatest like game atmospheres I've been a part of, because it was our homecoming, and I think they were ranked 2 in the nation.
Who?
This is JMU.
Okay.
This is when they had Ben DiNucci at quarterback, and they were just hooping. They had a 3-headed monster at like running back, bro. And I lie to you not, one of my close friends used our starter that year, Tykel. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of the greatest games I've ever seen. But like, it's probably we were down pretty much majority of the game, and they were, 2 in the nation, and we ended up tying it up, I think, 38-38 on like a 42-yard field goal at the end of regulation.
That's crazy.
And granted, I feel like we should have won that game, but the way the game ended, dude, it was like 4th and 10, throw a go ball, bounces off my man's chest, and like as he hits the ground, like it bounces off. I'm like, but like, dude, it was like, I mean, like, yeah, we lost, but it was like one of those things where like you saw like how the game went. I'm like, all right, we can. They never
play with the best.
We can ball, and they had like over 200 yards rushing. That running back trio they had was ridiculous that year. And DiNucci, to his credit, he was a great quarterback. But I feel like we were a great team that year. But that was one of the better like football games I've ever like witnessed. Like literally being on the sideline, I was like, whoa. And then also the atmosphere when we went to Oregon, that was awesome.
That's crazy. How was that?
How wasn't it, bro? Like going to Oregon. First of all, the flight sucked. Like I don't unless you're like going for like vacation and stuff like that. But like that flight to Oregon, 6 hours like on a flight, like especially like
you're going against the time change.
Yeah, but like we're all athletes, so like majority of us are like what 6 foot up and over. There's no first class. Only the coaches and their families have that, and you're just like crammed in. Like
your body's hurting. It's the middle of the season,
bro. No, not even. It was like maybe like week 2 or week 3, but like it's just like it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
bro. At first, like when we got there, it was like you think Oregon is like this like big like flashy place. Like yeah, maybe like the city, dude. We got there, all you saw was just like cornfields. I'm like, what in the world are we looking at? But then like when we got to the hotel was fire. But it was like more antique. But like they had like this whole like shoe like display on the bottom floor, and it was like a pretty cool place. But like when we got to the stadium, I was like. It was like a shock and awe moment. I'm like, holy shit, this is Autzen Stadium.
Like, and it's probably just that thought that goes through your head, like, it's different tiers of football in America. Like, that's one of the things that really showed me. I remember Lansing in freshman year, actually, we went to Texas A&M Commerce. Like, so that was, like, at this time, they're the defending national champions. And they flying us out, paying for our hotel, and paying us to play them. Obviously, you kind of know how that game went, but bro, it was their whiteout game, their family night, and we came out from our tunnel underneath the home stands, and I felt like the whole city was shaking,
bro. Oh man, you don't even understand. Cause I mean, we're all old enough, dude. I grew up watching Oregon when it was DeAnthony Thomas. It's not Mariota, it's Marigoda, because he was that dude at Oregon.
He was flames.
And, bro, it was like, we all remember them for the unis, though.
It's a little scary, the fact that he got gray hair now.
Bro, I don't care. Mariota was that dude at Oregon.
Bro, him and Jameis Winston era of college football was great. But, bro, ain't it crazy? I saw him on, like a post, like, OTA interview, and he had gray hair. I'm like, bro, we're getting old.
That was, what, 10 years ago?
Like 10 plus years ago. And, you know, being an NFL quarterback probably is a high-stress job, obviously.
Yeah,
you know?
Bro, like, and then on top of that, we played them, and they had the all-yellows on. And my boy Seven played on that team. He's at Albany now, if I'm not mistaken. But, dude, I was just like, it was like a surreal moment. I'm like, I watched these like dudes, like, well, not these dudes, but like these like this team like growing up. I'm like, holy fuck. But dude, there's one thing that I will say, and it's something that's like so true, and I don't even know how it is like when you're like playing in like the conference and everything. But like the roar of the crowd when you're an away team is absolutely nuts. Like, bro, like, it wasn't even at max capacity. Like, when we were on the field, it was like, you couldn't hear anything. Like, on the sideline, you couldn't hear the talking.
All signals.
Bro, it was loud as fuck. I was like, holy shit. But, like, bro, it's so different. It's, like, but it's fun, though. Like, I feel like if you're like playing that like consistently like every week, like
it's why you play football though.
Yeah, bro. Like the roar of the crowd, I feel like in football is something that you never like get used to, because like when it's a big play and the roar of the crowd is like behind you, it's like it's momentum, adrenaline, like it's a great feeling. So, but I was like, dude, that thing is nuts. It was so much fun though.
So being as though you're a quarterback, how do you feel like having to drown out all of that noise and get the play in properly and make sure everybody's on the same page?
I mean, for me, it was always like, well, for anybody that doesn't know me, I ain't no dual threat. I ain't running. QT could tell you about that. But it was one of those things where like I felt like I had to be a coach on the field. I had to know what everybody was doing. So like knowing everything like wasn't really like anything that was new to me. Like relaying information, like telling guys what they need to do, or like play calls, like routes, protections. But like the roar of the crowd, there's sometimes you do hear it, but then like even on the play that we had this year where we played what was it? Clarion?
Clarion for the game winning play.
Yeah, for the game. Bro, I swear I felt like I could hear a pin drop.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I remember specifically when I was streaming that game, and mind you, I'm talking to Jay White at this time, and I'm like,
bro, he was on the highway driving, watching the play.
He said, hey, bro, watch this. They about to dial it up. I said, bro, they're like 60 yards away. What is about to happen? And then next thing you know, the play happens to go viral, bro, because I'll say this one thing right now. Whoever that game day announcer is at Lockhaven now is so much better than whoever we had back then.
But it's crazy because it wasn't even our. I'm not gonna lie, the game day announcer we had, I didn't know who it was until like I started watching like the live streams over. I'm like, yo, he does a good job.
He a little hard.
Cause he be enthusiastic throughout the entire game, but like it was at Clarion, and you could tell the dude's like
Was
whole
shocked.
demeanor was just like. Excuse my French, but he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" But dude, that was one of those plays where like, cause don't get me wrong, like if you looked at it, they were loud as. Cause I think what was it? They're like, it wasn't senior night. It was like fan appreciation or something like
Family
that.
night or something.
Bro, and they were trying to get as loud as possible. And then, first of all, I don't know how Hicks went back in that game because he got hurt like 2 or 3 plays before that. So I'm like, all right, but then
Shout out to Chris Hicks. He just committed to Dayton University.
no, that was Chase Holmes.
Oh, Chase Holmes.
I ain't gonna lie though, my C10, do your thing, my brother.
Yeah.
But Chris Hicks, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Chris Hicks. Oh, that's the tight end-ish, receiver-ish. Oh, yeah.
Nah, I don't know how he caught that. Yo, was that a push-up?
He's nice. Yeah, it was a push-up.
Was that a push-up?
They don't call. They didn't call it, so it don't matter.
It's a physical game.
It was a push-up.
He said it's a physical game. Bro, the ref said,
My fault, Caitlin Clark.
the ref put his hands up immediately. I'm like, oh, we really just won this. Like with the money on the line on what, 4th and 10?
But God honest truth, bro. When you got that play call, did you think it was like not gonna like? How did you feel about the play call? When
Bro,
you got
you could ask my offensive coordinator, Coach Battaglia. He said, I'm not gonna say the play out loud, but he said the play. I looked at him. I said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "You sure this is gonna work right now?" Like it's 4th and 10. He's like, "We're running it." I'm like, "All right, cool." But I'm not gonna lie though. If we're really gonna talk about it though, that play did not happen with my boy De'Aaron because he got folded on that reverse.
Oh, the running back, he got drilled.
I was like, "Yo," but hands off the bro because he held it down.
Yeah, I thought he got tackled. That's why I was like, no way they just ran draw on 4th and 10. That was my first thought.
Bro,
I thought it was like a.
Chris tossed it to De'Aaron, and I saw De'Aaron about to get folded by the DN. And I'm like,
All you see is.
and then the ball just landed in my hand. I'm like, damn. But bro, that play was ridiculous. So like everybody's gonna talk. I feel like everybody's gonna talk about that for a few years. But it was a great play though. It was a great win, and we lived in that moment for that night though. I'll tell you that. That was a great night.
Yeah, bro. I mean, good, man. You guys earned it, man.
It was what the first time we went 2-1 in what 20 years?
Yeah. Bro, I'll tell you, one of the biggest things is, I don't know why, but in my entirety there, bro, they always, like, front-loaded our schedules every year. Lance will remember, like, we would start the season, like, Slippery Rock, IUP, Kyle, Westchester, Ship, bang, 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 bang. And that's
I'm not gonna lie, isn't it like that this year though?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, this gonna be the year where they finally get and where they finally get front loaded. And again, I'm very excited.
This year's bad.
Like I'm excited to see how they pharaohed it because I want to see them do well. Obviously, like I said, but it's gonna be able to show you because you know when you start off with like a lighter schedule, you can build up momentum as the season go on. When you start off with the heavier schedule now, your depth is all going to have to play week 1.
I'm not gonna lie though, but that was later on in the season when we had like the heavier schedule. But I feel like when we had the heavier schedule, like
People come up, they're gonna step up
like
to the moment.
we definitely rose up to the occasion, even though there was some things that went on that we can't really change nowadays. But it is what it is. But I feel like against like the best teams though, like there was never like a person that was like, oh yeah, we're gonna lose. Like we went out there and we was like, you better fucking pull those pants up and go out there and do what you got to do.
Yeah, bro. I know. So my little brother played at Ship last year before he transferred.
You.
Yeah, bro. I mean, back when I played, Ship was like 10. It was like 10-0. All this wild shit. The quarterback made the team for the Bills and shit. Like they were actually really good, bro. Like,
What year was this?
I mean, what year was that? 2016. His little brother is like a senior in high school now. The quarterback that we played against that Ship, his name was Ryan Zapaticki. White dude with baldy.
How you spell that?
I don't know. Zapaticki for 500.
Jesus.
Can I buy a letter? Can I buy a bottle? But no,
Tell Ocho Cinco to spell that on nightcap.
no, but he was hot, bro. They had these two like great receivers on either side. They was both from Philly. They was both tough.
Because they was from Philly or because they was tough?
No, they played in the Catholic League, bro. They ain't playing in the city. It was Winston Eubanks and Charles Heaton. Both of them, they went to high school with Zaire Franklin. That's on the Colts. Yeah, that was nice. But that's like a dummy expensive school. I don't even know how much it costs. Probably like $20,000 and up. It's ridiculous.
They ain't paid for school. They had scholarships.
They had scholarships. Don't worry. Yeah.
I know all about that.
And they was both all state track athletes. All of that. Like, I think one of them like was like winning states in high school. They was both freaks. But anyway, Ship was nice back in the day. Young Wall went there. You know, he redshirted the first year, came out last year. He did really good, and then he just transferred. So we'll see how this goes. They just got done with spring ball, so coming into the fall should be good. I can't wait. I get to drive down to Myrtle Beach and watch football. It's gonna be a good time.
Myrtle Beach. I've never been. I heard it's a fun time though.
Yeah, I went there. I went there for his visit. He transferred to Coastal, bro. When we got there.
Nah, I heard Coastal's a fun time.
Coastal's a great time. Coastal's a great time.
You went to Coastal?
I'm just happy that I'm the guest, not the player. I can actually enjoy it when I go down there.
Man, nah, I miss being a player. Being a player is fun.
Yeah, no, being a player is definitely fun. I'm not gonna lie. Again, even not everybody's the starting quarterback. You know, when you're a seedless player, you have a good
Man,
time.
that was a long road.
Yeah, so I was actually gonna get into that. Tell me about your experience when you we're gonna kind of bounce around through history. I don't want to just go chronological, whatever.
Nah, you good.
But tell me about your experience when you first got to Lock Haven. Obviously, I'm familiar because when you were transferring, and I was like, oh damn, they got a D1 transfer from Stony Brook. Jay White, tell me about him. He was like, oh yeah, no,
Speaking of Jay White.
he's oh yeah, no, he seemed cool, man. Is that and the third? At that point, you know, I didn't know too much about you because Jay White he lived with the other quarterback that transferred in.
Yeah,
so I only ever heard about him. So I'm like, what about the other cuz though? Like I feel like he could be hard. He was like, hey bro, I can only tell you what I know. Bro lived with me, bro. I throw with him every day. I don't really know too much about Danny. I think he coming up here soon, yada yada. But you know, it worked out in the best. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Tell me about the transition from when you left Stony Brook, what you had on your mind, the chip on your shoulder, and how that first year went.
Man, like the first year at Locke?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that thing was rough. I'm not even gonna lie. But like the transition was like a little weird. Like how I was mentioned like earlier, like the transfer portal. Like if you don't have a plan, that's a deep hole.
Mm-hmm.
Like because there's like it really like hit off a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But like the transfer, like dude, like thousands of players like enter in like the first day, and it's like ridiculous. But I kind of knew like because I didn't play at Stony Brook, so it was one of those things where like, all right, I know I need to transfer down. Like nobody's really gonna give me like a real shot based off like practice film, and it was so funny because I think this was when Mulrooney had just got like hired.
Yeah.
And he was like maybe like 2 or 3 days like on the job, and like I get like a DM, and I'm like, oh like cool, like this is another school or whatever, and he's like, oh like let's talk on the phone, and this was like after I entered the portal and everything, and I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. I'm thinking it's gonna be like text, phone call. But I look at my phone, I'm getting a FaceTime. I'm like,
I don't think a coach ever FaceTime me in your career.
bro, exactly. I was like, what the fuck is this? But it was like weird. I'm like, all right. But like I had a couple other schools that were talking to me, but like at the end of the day, like my thing was like I wanted to play or I wanted a shot to play because I mean nobody wants anything like handed to them. So it was like I had another school that was what was it? I think it was New Haven.
Mm-hmm. That's another one.
But I think I don't even remember what their quarterback was, but I think he was like
He just left to go pro. He was like a 6'6" dude, right?
Yeah, bro. He was like the reigning NEC player of the year. And the coach was like,
6'6",
yeah, like you'll come in and like be competing to be like the backup for the first year, and then the next year compete to be the starter. I'm like, with all due respect, I'm trying to play right now. So it was like one of those things where like I knew like the losing tradition crazy to say tradition, but
It is what
the
it is.
losing culture at Lock Haven that was like
There was a point in the 2000s where Lock Haven had the most consecutive losses in the NCAA.
and that was like I read about it and I was like it's one of those things like it's a gamble, but if nobody really knows, but like my high school before I went to my high school, like we were like very notoriously known for like losing, or like but when they went to a championship like maybe like 2004 2005, or they always came up short. So when like my class took over like at our school, like but I think we had went down a division, but it was like so much like scrutiny, like nobody really like believed in us, and we ended up being like 2-time champs.
I remember you guys went 12-0 your senior year.
Yeah, so that was one of the more crazy things. Like I feel like if the people that I had around me like believed that we can change a culture, then I feel like anything was possible. So it was like, all right. And then when I decided to go there, it was like one of those things. All right, who are the people? First person I met on my visit was Justin White. Bro, and it was the funniest thing because like I met all like the coaches. Like the first person I got along with the most was Derasmo, because he's
a good dude.
He's a good dude, but he's out there, full of energy. He's a great dude, love him. But like the first player I met was Jay White, and we all know Jay White. He's full of enthusiasm.
What's up, man?
And he'll talk, but he'll convince you in a lot of things. And like it was just one of those things where like I met him and I'm just like, do I see myself going here? First of all, I'm from New York City. There's a lot of skyscrapers. Dude, there's nothing but trees and like low buildings. I'm like, where the fuck am I? But it was like, all right, I'm taking a chance and like, I'm gonna make the most of it. And when I did come, I was like, all right, this is gonna be interesting, just because like it's weird, like just like a whole culture shock. So it was one of those things where like I think one of the first times I threw, I was with Jay White, I was with Quan, and I think I don't even remember the rest of the receivers, because it was just like that core that one day, and just throwing that day, I'm like, all right, we can do something special if we really like do hone in and like believe. And that first year was just rough, just because like it was a new coach. It was, I think Battaglia had gone there like maybe like 3 months before the season, so like nobody like really like knew the offense and everything. So that first year hurt, like mentally, physically, all the above.
I mean, that kind of comes with the game, though, and I'm happy that
QT shined though.
Oh yeah, no, I remember because I'm trying to think. We got star wide receiver Quan Williams from Lock Haven University off camera. Hey, Quan, question for you: what year did you get to Minnesota State?
2018.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
You old bastard.
Was you there? So fall 2018.
Yeah.
So you was there the year that they played Slippery Rock in the.
Yeah, and we blew them out by like I don't know, like.
I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't snowing, they might win that game by 25.
But we was used to that.
Yeah, bro. Listen, so.
Bro, I love playing in the snow.
Bro, it was like Slippery Rock at that point. They had like the best quarterback in D2 football I ever seen in my life. Bro.
Wait, was that
Rolling Rivers?
I was about to say Roland.
Bro, he was.
And they had the best two receivers.
Bro, ridiculous, bro.
Roland was tough at
Bro.
Slippery Rock though.
Dumb tough, bro. But that's the thing. They came out for that game because I was talking to my boy Cotty about it. I actually talked to him when he came on the interview. He was the corner for Slippery Rock that year. He's like, yeah, man, our coach came out. We was expecting 45 degrees before we flew in, and then the day we got there, they told us it's going to be 8 inches of snow during the game, and they're not going to move the game, so we're just going to have to play in a blizzard. And basically, like, you taking the number one passing offense in the country and forcing them to run the ball on game day. So you know how that went.
How do you think we would have fared against that this year?
We've been straight.
My boy used to play. My boy Destin Woody. He went to Lock Haven and transferred there.
Yeah, I talk to him still to this day.
Yeah, that's my boy. I got to tap in with Woody, man. I got an old picture with him from freshman year.
Yeah, cause
But like even like going back to that first year, like I say it was rough for me mostly just because I transferred to play, and obviously things didn't go my way in a way. But I mean, I kind of just kept like my head still, like my chin up. It was just more of those things like your opportunity's gonna come. Even though my boy Easton, I felt bad though. He was getting pummeled out there.
Mm-hmm.
But like
He did what he had to do.
that's because I still talk to bro to this day. Like we were the best of friends off the field because we lived together too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those things. And then I think, what week did he blow out his knee? It was like week 7.
Against Blue.
Yeah.
Dude, that hurt to see at least, like, because that was just like, like you don't like seeing like a brother like going down the way he did, especially like that being like his last play.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like one of those things where like, damn, but like, I was like, all right, now we got to go in there, and it was a surreal experience because I was finally getting to like, all right, I get to hoop again, but I was going, what ranking did Kutztown have in that game, bro?
They're top in the nation.
They were like top 10 in the nation,
Mm-hmm.
and we had the third string O-line out there, bro.
It was a very mobile game. It was a very dual threat game for you.
It was a very my body hitting the ground game, dude. That game was all over the place, and then things. I mean, I kind of knew the first season, just the way things were going. Like nobody would we weren't really in sync. Like there was always like things going wrong, things going left. But there was always like bright spots, and you could tell like we had like things that were gonna like blossom into like better things. But it was like, all right, we need to actually like hone in on everything, and I feel like we all saw like the jump in year 2 that we had. Like we all had fun this past year at least that I know of.
What do you think was the biggest difference coming into the season?
I'm not gonna lie, even though those workouts in the summer were brutal, like I feel like it was just like the camaraderie that we had. Like we were all out there at 6 a.m. dying doing 300-yard shuttles, and it was just like we all were working out together. We all like saw each other every day. We were all like hanging out like every weekend because we were only motherfuckers on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So like we had nothing else to do. So it was just like, all right, like what are we doing? We doing this today. We doing that today. And it was just like we bonded together. And it was like, all right, I can trust you. You can trust me. And like we could go out there, and I'm just like, all right, let's ball. Like there was never a game that we went into that we were just like, oh, we're gonna lose today. I'm like, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
And I think that's one of the biggest like bright spots that I saw from this season. You know, like I said, I went to the Shippensburg game to watch my little brother play. Fun fact, I was still on the Lock Haven sideline. It was like their homecoming or something like that. So when I went over to the snack stand on the home sideline, they like parted like the Red Sea. Like, who is this motherfucker coming over here? But it was like my little brother is the one right there that looks like me, bro. My school's on the other side though, so I got to be over there. My friend's on that side.
My friend played on Ship's team. He's on lock now, actually. Falco.
Yeah, it's my boy. It's my young boy.
Train with him.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. The thing is, bro, I don't know if the coaches at Locke really like, cause I was like watching a little couple of the clips, cause like he's like real good friends with my little brother. He can run, bro. I don't know if they were.
Nah, he can tote it.
Like I don't know if he's really like if they plan on using him that way, and obviously I wouldn't want him to get hurt or anything if he doesn't have to run as much because he still could sling the pill, but he could run, bro. I seen what he did when that O-line collapsed on him, bro. He was getting a little busy back there, bro.
I throw at him because we both work out with Matt and Phil Sims in Jersey. So like it was just one of those things where like I saw like even before the season I'm like, oh, he's I'll play at Ship. I'm like, word. So it was just like one of those things where like we became close. Like we talked throughout the season like last year, and then he was asking me like when he was like about the transfers, like what do you think? I was giving him like pointers and everything. But there's one thing, he can definitely, he can run if you need to. And man, he don't hesitate. And it's one of those things where I didn't know it, like for real, until like we worked out together. I'm like, holy shit.
He can kind of move.
And a lot of people don't know this, but like his arm is a lot stronger than people think. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he has a really live arm. I think the big thing I want to see from him is I want to see more of like the underneath the progressional throws. I want to be able to see him make all the different throws, be able to throw all the different routes. Because, you know, you got guys like Quan that want to be able to run his hitches and run his digs, run his in routes. He don't want to just be running up and down the sideline all day, man. You know what I mean?
He had fun running up and down the sideline. Well, I mean, on the field at least. We threw a lot of goal balls this year.
It was a lot of goal balls this year.
What
was your thoughts about that? Because I know, obviously, like, when I was playing, bro, like, the only true vertical threat that we had, shout out to Sean Seif, he was about 5'7", 140 pounds, but he was the first wide receiver to be an AP All-American on our team, like, ever. He was a beast, bro. Like, bro broke his hand. I gotta give my Sean Seif story. So, it was my redshirt year. We're playing against East Stroudsburg. They made me travel that week because we had like 3 healthy defensive ends, and the coach was like, listen, bro, I know I told you I wasn't going to play you this year, but we got to address you just because if we get 2 injuries, we have no choice but to put a D tackle out there and put a linebacker out there, so you might have to play. But I didn't play, thank God. I wouldn't have got my 5th year at Lake Erie if I didn't. But basically, we get there, and Sean Seif, mind you, broke his arm. He has a cast on his hand. like I said, he's not some big body, huge Calvin Johnson guy. This man is literally 5'7", 150 pounds. Shout out to Syke, man. Bro went out there and in the first half had like 200 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns.
Who was the quarterback?
Caleb Walton, he was the PSAC Offensive Player of the Year that year. He was the dude.
For Lot?
Yeah.
I thought Chris was the first offensive player of the year we had.
No, he was the PSAC 2016.
I watched bro highlights too.
So if you know Judd Novak, the quarterback at Kutztown.
Oh, don't even talk to me about Kutztown, bro. That game pisses me off still to this day.
The ending of that game was wild, I'm not going to lie. But
Bro, I don't even want to talk about that right now. That'll piss me off.
But basically, his older sister is Caleb's wife, and Caleb's wife played soccer at Lock Haven. That's how they, I think they was like high school sweethearts or whatever, but they both came to Lock Haven together. He graduated, tried to go pro, and then he went to go coach Lil Bloody in high school, but that's like his brother-in-law.
Sheesh.
But yeah, Caleb was like, I'll say in my entirety of playing college football, I had 2 quarterbacks that was like real like leader. Like you're not gonna like, cause I'm not gonna say everybody was Caleb's best friend. I'm not gonna say everybody loved Caleb, but Caleb was like the first real like, cause that was my freshman year. You know, he was the first extension of a coach quarterback I ever seen before. Where like, if he say something, you listen, but like, you watch him in the weight room, he's doing the same numbers as the lineman. Like he's power cleaning 275 and 315. Like he's one of those type of quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
Like you go out to conditioning, like you're gonna finish through the line because Caleb is like finishing through the line plus 10 yards. Like he was one of those quarterbacks. So like I completely understand why we all listened to him, why we all respected him, and why we all worked hard because of Caleb, bro. Because we was 4-7 and he was Offensive Player of the Year. Think about how good he had to be that year, bro. We're going to get into Chris Collier next. I was about to get into that. Tell me about how it felt to have somebody like that back there. Obviously, I got a chance to watch Chris when I saw him live at the Ship game. He had a couple really big, explosive plays that was actually, right around the front of his highlight tape. It was crazy to be there because a lot of people don't realize how good of a dynamic running back he is. He's just as good of a receiver as he is as a runner. Tell me how it felt to have him. Tell me what he did for you this year and how he opened up the passing game for you.
Man, it's funny because Chris was my roommate, so there's a lot of stories that go within that, and the people that know. But bro, like I mean, me and him were like very close, like off the field, just because like we lived together, and it was just like we're gonna set the record straight. I'm from New York City. He's from Long Island, but like we got along like the moment like he moved in, like it was just one of those things where like it was seamless, but like. Dude, we fought so much just because, like, the inner, like, I don't want to say New York, but, like, anything was an argument. But, like, when we got on the field, like, it was just, like, strictly business. And it was, like, one of those things where if he needed help with something, I had him. If I needed help with something, I had him. I mean, he had me. And it was, like, one of those things where, like, we were always on the same page. And that was one of, like, the more good things about it. Just because, like, you could tell, like, there was chemistry there. Like, you could tell, like, we always, like, because we worked out together. We did conditioning together. It was like one of those things where like if he's sleeping and I'm about to go, yo, let's go. What are we doing? Don't worry. All right. If I'm sleeping, it's vice versa. So it was like one of those things where like we always held each other accountable, and we went into every game fully confident that we were about to go handle some business. But he was dynamic. I'll tell you that much. Because even, I always say this, I wish we were mic'd up on the first game against Post. Like, the first touchdown we had of the season was the wheel route that he had.
Technically, the first touchdown of the season was the...
offensive touchdown of the season.
There was the little strip jump from... What's linebacker? Cody.
Cody Romano. But, the first offensive touchdown, it was a wheel route by him. And I think I motioned Hicks over, and I saw the backer motion with him. And I'm just seeing the linebacker, I think his number was like number 1, on Post. And he's looking at Chris like, I got you, motherfucker. I'm like, I don't even look at him. I'm like, Chris, you better run full speed on this. He's like, I got you, bro. And he takes off and it's a touchdown. And I'm just like, you could just tell like it was going to be very like fun throughout the season. But there was definitely some arguments back there in the backfield or times where he saved my ass and I kind of saved his ass at the same time. So, but it was fun though.
Oh man, we love to hear it. So I did a little bit of research on, the East Bronx and all of that fun stuff.
Oh man, what you about to ask me?
So obviously, you know, you went to Lehman High School. I looked it up. There's a couple interesting people that went there. You went to the same high school as Cardi B. Tell me, do you know any of her family or folks? Have you ever seen her in real life, bro?
Well, yeah, she did. Well, to explain it, because New York public schools are a mess. So it was, the whole building was called Lehman Campus, and there were maybe 6 high schools in there. It was,
damn.
Yeah, it was Lehman, Schuylerville, Westchester Academy, which I went to, Bronx River, Renaissance, and there was like some other school that was like in Lehman, but like I don't remember the exact name of it, but I think she went to Renaissance, but she had graduated like the year that I like went in as a freshman, but like she graduated in June. I went to school in September, obviously. So like I didn't know until like midway through like freshman year, like, oh, you know Cardi B went here? This was like before she became Cardi B.
This was just to like doing the reality shows.
Yeah, so like I didn't really know who she was, and then once she started getting popping, you know, everybody loves to take credit for like where.
Oh yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin's cousin.
That's when I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. But then people were like, yeah, bro, you don't even want to know. She was, oh, let me not say what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
High school was fun, from what I heard. But it was one of those things where I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, but I heard that there was one time like she came back and like saw people, but I never really like paid attention to it.
Yeah, I think who else I saw? Like Bobby Bonilla, the guy that been stealing from that team for like 20 years. He set up his contract all crazy. It's called Bobby Bonilla Day, where like he basically like backloaded his contract where like they got to pay him for like 20 years or something like that.
Bro, that's how most NFL contracts are now. Well, not for 20 years, but like dudes are getting like $250 million deals, and they're like, I'm getting 40 mil this year, and then last year, bro, they getting like 75.
I mean, that's how. So like coming into last year, like remember how they were like, oh, Aaron Rodgers blessed the Jets by taking a $30 million pay cut. Basically, the Packers kept restructuring his deal over and over and over again. Where like the last year of his deal, he was due like almost $100 million. So it was like
Aaron.
Yeah, so it was like he could have took the bread if he really wanted to, and the Jets would have just had to suffer, and he would have still been hurt. But you know,
again, her on fourth play of the game. That absolutely was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, bro, because I remember vividly watching. So look, I'm a big Patriots fan, and I remember watching.
I'm a Patriots fan, and you live in Philly.
So look, first off, when I was a kid, obviously it's that conversation where when you're a little kid, you pick the team that's gonna ruin your mental health for the rest of your life. I was like in elementary school when I first started watching football, and I was like, dang. These guys are good because my dad used to make me record like NFL games for him because he was a cab driver. He used to come home at night and watch them. Mm-hmm. So I recorded like it was like the Eagles game was over at 1. The Patriots playing at 4 p.m. on CBS. I think it was playing the Steelers or something. And my dad
always playing on CBS, bro.
So
you a Steelers fan?
Yes. They whooped the Steelers ass that.
Russell or Justin?
Russell.
Where?
Russ. Yeah, I like Russ.
He's talking about out there?
Jay White.
Oh. He's lucky it's his, like, wedding weekend. It's wedding weekend.
Oh, man. It's going to be great. It's
going to be a fun night, though.
Yeah.
Merch.
But, yeah, bro, I know, basically I started liking them because they was good when I was a little kid, and I just stuck by them. And now that they're actually not good anymore, it's like I almost like them more because I like following all of the team building shit and all of the, oh man, maybe we can get this free agent that's gonna turn us up and we'll still be 8 and 9 next year or some shit.
Bro said 8 and 9.
Bro, I mean, I've in person watched like 4 of the Super Bowls that we won, so it's like.
I'm not gonna lie though, Brady got his flowers.
Yeah.
Brady got his flowers.
He did his thing, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I was happy to see that though. Like, you see, like, Kraft, like, actually, like, give him, like, his actual flat, like...
Bro, I think that's the first stadium that's going to be at that stadium. I mean, the first statue. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he deserves it, though, bro. 7 rings? Well, he doesn't have 7 with them. He has 6 with them, but, dude, legend. But, like, it was cool to see, like, you see, like, how things ended with them. He went on to Tampa, did his thing, and, like, bro, like, still being, like...
I want to acknowledge that Tampa was, like, literally one of those, like... best team in the league rosters.
Just devoted.
All they needed was a quarterback.
Bro, that team.
Everybody was saying, "Oh my gosh,
that team was loaded.
They were so average. They had 2 all pro receivers or something. Like Mike Evans and Chris, that was when Chris Godwin was Chris Godwin. Like
Well, they had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They had Tristan Wirfs, Jensen as center, and then their front seven was ridiculous.
Devin White and which one?
What? They had Ndamukong Suh, Vita Bea, Shaquille Barrett.
It was a nasty.
Devin White, Levante David. Bro, it was ridiculous. I'm like,
everybody kept saying, "Oh my God,
fuck?
Brady saved the Buccaneers." No, he just was a capable passer.
And they had playoff Lenny. Bro, that team was loaded.
Yeah, bro.
All they literally needed was a quarterback that was accurate, and they had Gronk. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, bro, that was a crazy roster. But neither here nor there, man. It was a great time to watch. It was like, I don't know, I felt like I was hating on him a little bit. I was like, damn, how could he do this? But after he retired, I was like, thank God he retired, so I can go back to liking him again. Because I'm also one of those guys, like,
my boy really lost it all, though. I couldn't believe that.
Oh yeah, no man. Shout out to the karate master that took his wife.
Chill. Did you watch the roast?
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, did you watch the Brady roast?
How do you think you would be able to sit through that without fighting somebody?
No.
Like
no shot.
Your friends can say whatever they want about you on national television. There's nothing you can do about it.
Bro, they said that even if he tried to fight Giselle's man, he'd be fucking her and whooping his ass at the same time. What? Like, bro, what type of insult is that? That's disrespect.
Yeah, bro, no. He's a strong man, bro. I don't know how you do it, bro. I'm not gonna.
But Brady's funny as shit, though.
Bro, that's the one thing I'll say. Since he left the Patriots, so much more of his personality's out there.
You saw bro drunk on that boat after the Super Bowl? Bro, I was like, oh, he definitely drank tequila. Fucking lit.
Do you feel like, going forward, looking back on your whole life playing football now that your college playing days is over, at least, do you have any thoughts looking back at it? Do you feel like anything like was missing? Was there anything you wish you could have did?
I wish I would have been skinny in college my first few years. Dude, it was, he probably knows, but I blew out my knee my senior year, and I had
of high school.
Yeah, I had a torn ACL, torn MCL, and
after the season.
Nah, it happened week 7. I want to say.
You played all 12 games?
No, I missed the because it was like second drive of week 7, and missed the rest of that game. Missed week 8, missed week 9, and we had a first round bye because we were the number 1 seed. And how I got cleared by that doctor, he knows his name. God bless you. But
God bless you,
bro. God bless that man, because
it helped your recruitment, obviously.
Dude, he said, "Yo, can you tolerate some pain?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right." Your knee brace is at this place. This is why I'm not saying his name, but
shout out to Dr. Backdoor over there,
bro. He was the GOAT. But I go get bro, and that first game back, I think we're down 20-0 in the first quarter. Ended up winning like 38-32 on like a pick 6 at the end of the game, and we ended up winning it all that year. But knee was like absolutely shot, and that was December. I didn't get surgery until February, so it was like one of those. And also, my diet wasn't really like all that great back then. My mom is Dominican. She loved making rice. She loved making chicken. She loved making all that type of stuff. And it was one of those things where I was eating good. I was living my life. But I didn't realize how big I was. And then I got to Stony Brook and I stepped on that scale, and that motherfucker said 295.
295?
Yeah, bro. I was a D tackle. Strong as shit, though. That was the only time I ever benched 315 in my life.
Damn.
Not no more, though.
All right, so I hate to say the K word again, but the school that names start with a K. When we was playing against them my freshman year, they had this backup quarterback. His name was Eric Nickel. I don't know this man from a can of paint, never met him in real life, but I vividly remember their quarterback either was injured or suspended, like their starting quarterback. The backup comes in, and he is 6'3", had to be 300, bro. Running zone read at our feet. That was the biggest quarterback I ever saw play in a regulation game.
You ain't want to tackle that big dude.
Bro.
Especially if he can move.
Bro, he could move, bro. I'm gonna find some clips of that man, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna find him on Instagram. I'm gonna ask for some clips and I'm gonna post it with this joint. I'm talking about, I remember vividly, he came in and he was just running all over us. I'm like, bro, this is a defensive tackle. Bro, he was huge. Bro, he was throwing lasers, all of that, bro. I'm like, there's no way this is really a quarterback, bro. Like, I thought that maybe we were that bad and they was just trolling us, bro. But he was just, like, actually, like, I feel like if he was 225 pounds, he was Division I quarterback, bro. I think.
Nah, bro. That, I'm not gonna lie, being that heavy taught me a lot. First of all, my knees used to hurt like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just being that big and, like, trying, like, being at, like, what? Is that big skill or skill position?
He was a lineman, bro. He was a lineman.
But, bro, it was just, like, it took a very big toll on my body, and it was just, like, one of those things. Actually, I can say this now, even though he's like one of my best friends. But the reason like I ended up like losing a lot of, because I was like depressed. There was like a lot of things going on. Like wasn't playing, got hurt, all that type of stuff. But one of my my roommates in like this quad that we lived in. I remember one day I was like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna have a 6-pack. He looked at me, he said, yeah, bro, imagine. I was like, damn. But like obviously like. I was laughing and everything because it was a joke, but like, even like, there's always some truth in jokes when people like say shit. So I'm just like,
watch this.
I was like, damn. I mean, I still don't have a 6-pack. I'm working towards it. But I was just like, all right. Like, it was one of those things where I gotta take this seriously. And then I think I left school that December. I think it was like 292, and that was like December like 8th around there. And we got back to school like
January.
Yeah, last week of January, and I was like 245.
Damn.
Bro.
You was eating water. Your mom was cooking for nobody.
I wasn't even eating my mom's cooking. I was like cooking my own food and like if anybody knows this, telling a Dominican mom that you're not gonna eat her food, bro, is like one of the most disrespectful things. Like they take it as like an insult. So she's like, am I doing something? I'm like, Mom, like it's like
it's not you, it's me.
And then she's like losing it, yelling at me every day until like she was like, you're getting skinny. I'm like, I'm alright. But like, it was like one of those things where like, she definitely like, I don't want to say hated me, but like, I feel like that's the right word to use, but like, it was just one of those things where it was bothering her that like her son like wasn't like eating like what she was doing.
Like she thought that she was poisoning you more.
Yeah, but like, it was like for a bigger cause. But yeah, ended up working out, but then COVID hit. Dude, I had all the time in the world to work out. But COVID was a time and a half.
Oh no, I didn't. I did 1,000 side quests during COVID.
What do you mean by side quests?
I was every person under the sun. I remember. So I transferred. I graduated in May 2019. I transferred to Lake Erie. We get there for fall 2019. We play that season, and I'm like, all right, bet. Like, you know, it's my first full season starting. Like, I'm so motivated. I proved to my coach when I transferred that I was going to be able to go and just hop off the porch and play, you know what I mean? I switched positions. I started O-line for like the last like 7, 8 games. And season end, I'm like, all right, when spring ball come around, I'm really about to like get ready to go all conference for the first time now. We get there, spring semester start, and, you know, mind you, it's like the world gets shut down March of 2020. So,
dude, I was about to go to Miami that year.
Bro, we just got, literally, like when she was my girlfriend at the time. Shout out to the mother of my child, my wife, whatever she want to call herself.
You got a kid?
Yeah, not a kid.
How old?
Turns 1 next week.
Dang.
Yeah.
Everybody got kids.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I'm the only captain on that like senior year squad that I was on that does not have a kid.
Don't rush into it.
Or that doesn't have one like expecting.
Yeah. Don't.
And bro.
Like, if you don't plan on making a family with that woman, don't do it.
I mean, I'm good right now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying, like, don't rush into it. Don't trip and fall into it. Don't do nothing that you're going to regret later. Like, I feel like, truthfully, like, obviously, if it happens, it happens. You're going to take care of it, be responsible. But if you don't plan on making a family with her, like, I'll tell you, bro, having a kid with somebody that you don't like might be one of the... Because I have a lot of homies that's in that situation.
That's a fear.
Having a kid with someone who you don't like, who you are going to be repulsed by the thought of talking to every day is probably one of the worst things you could do.
Bro, I mean, my mother's told me that ever since like I was young, but like, bro, that's a fear.
Yeah, bro.
Cause I'm just like, you see it nowadays too. Like, you see like people that like have kids and like they just don't get along. I'm like, why like commit to something like this though? Like, it's not like it's like a paycheck. Like, it's a child. Like, it's something you have to raise.
Because some people think they're gonna get a boyfriend out of having a kid with a guy, or some people think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be able to have a cute kid and we're gonna co-parent. No, bro, it's a lot. Like, the word co-parent is so thrown around and people think that it's so easy. It's not really easy to have a kid that lives in 2 separate households, bro.
Facts. Especially think about that on the kid.
Like, imagine being a kid. Like, oh yeah, why doesn't daddy live here? Dang, I ain't seen daddy in 2 weeks. Hey daddy, when I go to mommy's house, she told me to close my room and put the volume all the way up because Mr. Michael was coming over, and then the next week Mr. Steve was coming over, and then next week Mr. Jeff was coming over. So on Thursdays and Friday nights, I want to stay at your house because I don't want to see Mr. Michael, Mr. Jeff, and Mr. Steve ever again.
Oh Lord.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that would be my fear of having like a kid with someone that I don't live with anymore.
These kids nowadays, this generation.
These kids are so bad, bro. I'm talking about like, you go outside and it's like middle school kids with shiesty masks on and
bro.
It's not
the era of social media though.
It was 91 degrees today, bro. I should not have seen 3 black Nike ski masks on my way here.
It's all social media. I mean, that's my take on it. Like, social media plays a very big part in a lot of things nowadays. Everybody wants to be tough. Everybody wants to be this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, it was one of those things where I also like, I heard it from actually like Shannon Sharp. It was like one of those things where like, he missed the generation where it was okay to be like disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those things where like, I mean, I grew up on the yes sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, no sir, one of those type of things. And like, if you said something crazy, oh, we're just being nice by saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was one of those things like disrespect was like not tolerated, and like you look to your left, you look to your right, and these kids are sock 'em. I'm like, yo.
But these kids are rude even to their parents, bro.
Bro.
Even to their parents, bro.
Nowadays it's crazy. Nowadays it is crazy.
Yeah, man. No, it's getting bad out here, man. I'm not gonna lie. But listen, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. That was a good conversation. I really appreciate you for coming down here today, man.
I mean, we in Philly, why not?
I mean, shout out to The Voice. Shout out to Justin White. Shout out to Justin and Ariel White for their beautiful matrimony that's taking place this weekend. Y'all are going to find out about it afterwards. I'm very, very thankful to be around my boy. All of us are here now in the city of brotherly love.
If you know Jay White, caption, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Hey now.
Yes, man. Alexa, play Free Mind by Thames.
Bro, he made me hate that song.
Listen, man, because I know Jay White watches most of these. Usually he watches them on the couch with his family, man. I really appreciate you, Jay White, man. You was one of the people that brought joy to a very, very rough time in my life, man. Like you was very energetic. You're always in a good mood. You always found a way to bring people up around you. Bro, I'm very happy for you this weekend. I hope that, this is your first wedding. It's your last wedding. You never have to. That's the biggest thing. When people is getting married, oh my God, I pray you guys have 10 beautiful children. I pray that this is your last wedding.
10.
I pray that this family that you build is the only family you have to build, and it's just the foundation for what you plan on building for your family, man. I hope that if your son ends up having little brothers and sisters, that they respect them and they love him, and I know you don't want your son to be you're gonna let him do what he wants to do. I hope your son ends up being a 4-star wide receiver that you forced to go 5-star wide receiver that is gonna transfer to IMG, and you got to move to Florida and watch him play. Because he said, Daddy, I want to move to Florida and I want to go play for Jamar Chase because he's the wide receiver coach at IMG, and you got to go. I'm wishing all of that on you, bro. I'm very excited for you, like I said. I'm very happy that all the guys came together to celebrate you today, man. Hopefully the wedding's a good one. You got your bachelor party tonight.
Ooh. You're not spilling no details on that.
As I was saying, it's the bachelor parties tonight, man.
By the way, yo, Jay White, that touchdown counter against Kutztown, bro. That shit was money.
Yeah, man. Jay White.
QT should have had a TD in that, but we're not going to talk about that.
Jay White's a hell of a kid, hell of a receiver. He was a hell of a football player, I'm not going to lie. He was one of the few guys that came in his true freshman year and played right off the bat. Really good player. Really good player. I think the biggest thing I'll say about Jay White, he was probably one of the hardest working people I ever met when he first got there. Yeah, man, he was the voice, man.
Literally now.
You can't just pop out and say you're the hero. You got to put on that cape and save the day.
How many times has Jay White spoken in like front of people at Lock Haven? What do you think the over under on that is?
Do you count the admissions presentation for his job or no?
Over 20.
25.5.
Y'all better than me. I was gonna say 40.
I was probably closer.
And I'm telling you, I'm not a bad man. I'm smashing the over on that. Whatever the number is. Smash.
I mean, by the way, guys, at this point, Danny is no longer an NCAA athlete. He does not endorse gambling, but even if he did, he is allowed to, so please do not come for his net. He is very much allowed to open up a FanDuel account and donate his money to those people.
Donate his money. That's what a lot of people do, though.
That's what those apps is, bro. I'm not going to lie. Like,
donate a lot of money.
Once you get past like 3 legs on the parlay, it's a scratch off, bro. You just hoping for the best.
Do they tax it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, if you win over a certain amount,
if you win over a certain amount,
they only tax your winnings.
Yeah, they tax the winnings. So like, let's say you bet 500,
30 points.
Let's say
what?
Yeah.
Mavs is up what?
30 points.
What's the score right now?
61-35.
They're gonna come back. It's the first half.
Wait. What? How much time is left?
It's the end of the half.
How much does Luka have?
25 points.
The Celtics trying to win the crib.
How many threes?
He ain't make no threes.
Whoa.
0 for 4.
It's a good reason I ain't bet
free
today.
throws has he made?
How much do Kyrie got right now?
Where? That's a bigger question.
12.
11.
That's not bad though.
That's close.
How many threes?
I'd put $1 down.
So
1 for 5.
Oh,
Jesus.
They get to the bucket, bro.
They over there.
How close is
Building
Luka to
a
the
brick
triple-double?
house from 3?
Luka got 3 assists, 3 rebounds.
yeah, bro. It's a good reason I ain't bet, man.
Wait, so how much? Wait, how much do Tatum and
Tatum had 15 assists. Everybody else ain't got nothing. Everybody else got 3 points.
They're getting smoked like that?
Yeah.
Bro, they're doing this on
In a
purpose.
wood?
They want to go home and win the crib.
They want to go to the crib.
But we're not going to drag this on too much. I appreciate you guys for coming on, man. Make sure you like and comment, subscribe. I'm going to throw everybody's social medias in the bottom, even the guys that's off screen. I really appreciate you guys for coming on every week and tapping in. I know we've been out of commission for a couple weeks. I had a couple guests that was supposed to come up here and fold it like a table. But we back and coming up. We live and in motion. I'm very excited for high school football season. I'm going to Philly Football Day in a few weeks, sponsored by Emotep High School, which is going to have former high school players that are now NFL players, such as DeAndre Swift, such as DJ Moore, John Carlo Valentine, a whole bunch of other local Philly athletes that are going to be there. Make sure if you're in high school, make sure you register, make sure you can get signed up, and we out of here.
I couldn't tell you in person, so I decided to write a song.